engaged. I used to be engaged to the thought of spending the rest of my life with love, a love that will not ever leave. No matter where God decides to take me, I'll forever be engaged to the memories of every lesson I've learned, a constant reminder of what love really is, was, and what it's meant to be. So for that, I'll forever be engaged to the very thought of how God intends for my life to be. The new things that He will have me to face are all meant to be intentional life lessons for someone else. Growing to understand that my life isn't for me at all. All of it is meant to help lead someone else to the man who saved my life, my God, and my life, even as I was and still find myself deep in mess that I've somehow created, trying to get out of the past mistakes or self-letdowns that I felt I would never get up from. But when I look inside of the mirror, I see this young, beautifully imperfect woman God created with the black marks in her face, the fat around her waist, hairy legs because of the rich blood, or so she was told all of her life, a broken-hearted woman before she even knew what love really was, is, or dreamed it'll be, a woman created to love with all she has through the good and the bad. That woman that smiles back at herself, no longer disappointed in the woman that she has become, because looking back at who she used to be, the worst attitude, so insecure, and not caring about the next person and their feelings because she knew no one cared about hers. The woman who was so engaged to the world, engaged to the perception of what others wanted her to be, too in tune to the ways of the world that has always let her down and left her lonely, misunderstood, misguided, misinformed, and the world that painted a picture of what she could have, if and only if she turned her back on the promises that God gave her. She was so engaged to the thought of what others wanted from her, stuck inside of this box of this disappointing, sad, and dark, lonely place with no one to turn to because they were so engaged into their own lives called mess. But now we are too engaged into the negative ways of life, and me noticing that I was my own downfall, not trying to fit into the standards of what someone else sees me, but because we were created to the standard of who God has already intended for us to be. Not being nor meant to be like the next person. I was the one causing the sadness, disappointment, lonely days and nights because I had been trying to be the person that others wanted to see. I remember being so engaged to someone else that I lost focus of my own identity. I could no longer find myself except under the rock that was pressing down on me. In reality, I'm engaged to this love, that never-ending love. No matter what I go through, I know that I'm chosen to be, and that person is me. I've always felt the need to explain myself because, to be honest, no one knows me because I'm still learning me. I'm constantly changing because God is changing me. Anyone can still try to fit me inside of a box, but I'll never fit because I'm me. The one so engaged to the growth of the Most High God, the creator of wind, sea, and the things unseen, and even little old me. I've been so engaged in finding love when the love I need and needed has always been present, and it'll always find me. So now I look in the mirror, still noticing that I am that very imperfect woman that looks back at me. Deep inside of her, me, that woman God created intentionally to be a daughter, granddaughter, sister, auntie, cousin, friend, wife, mother, best friend, learner before a teacher, a visionary, a student, an entrepreneur, a child of the Most High God, a watcher. But watch her because she knows that she didn't choose this and is subject to change. This life was destined for her to give others positivity. So for this, she and I will always be, was always and meant to be engaged.